High mountain lakes, perched in remote, rugged landscapes, often seem like impossible homes for fish. These isolated bodies of water, frequently cut off from rivers and streams by steep cliffs or impassable terrain, lack obvious pathways for aquatic life to arrive. Yet, many contain thriving fish populations, from trout to minnows, sparking curiosity among scientists and hikers alike. How do fish reach these seemingly inaccessible waters? The answer lies in a combination of natural processes, human intervention, and evolutionary persistence, each revealing the intricate ways life spreads across the planet. One of the most intuitive explanations is geological change. Over millennia, the Earth's surface has undergone dramatic transformations. During the late Pliocene and Pleistocene epochs, roughly 2 million to 500,000 years ago, western North America was much wetter, with vast lakes and river systems stretching across regions now marked by arid valleys. As climates shifted and lakes dried, some bodies of water became isolated, trapping fish populations within them. These fish, descendants of ancestors that once swam in connected waterways, adapted to their new homes. For example, the pupfish of North America's desert springs are remnants of populations stranded when ancient lakes shrank into scattered pools. This process, known as vicariance, explains why some isolated lakes host unique species found nowhere else, their genetic signatures diverging over time due to isolation. Geological events also create temporary connections. Rivers can change course during floods, spilling into low-lying areas and forming new lakes. Fish, their eggs, or fry can be carried along these fleeting liquid highways before the waters recede, leaving them in a new home. In some cases, glacial activity during the Ice Age sculpted the landscape, carving out lakes as glaciers retreated. Melting ice created rivers and streams that fish colonized, only for those connections to vanish as the climate warmed. Such events, occurring over centuries or millennia, allowed fish to reach lakes that now appear cut off. For instance, Yellowstone cutthroat trout in some mountain lakes likely arrived via rivers used for spawning, with juveniles later adapting to lake life. While geological processes account for some fish populations, they don't explain all cases, especially in lakes with no historical connection to larger water systems. Here, natural dispersal mechanisms come into play. One long-standing theory, proposed by 19th-century naturalists like Charles Darwin and Alfred Russel Wallace, suggests that waterbirds act as unwitting couriers. Fish eggs, often sticky, can adhere to the feathers, feet, or beaks of birds like ducks or herons feeding in one lake. These birds then fly to another body of water, where the eggs detach and hatch. While a 2018 study from the University of Basel found no direct evidence for this passive dispersal, a 2020 experiment published in Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences offered compelling support. Researchers fed mallard ducks eggs of common carp and Prussian carp, finding that a small percentage, about 0.2%, survived passage through the bird's digestive systems and remained viable. This process, called endozookery, suggests that even a few surviving eggs, carried by flocks of birds ingesting vast quantities of roe, could populate a lake over time. Birds aren't the only animals involved. Mammals like bears or otters can inadvertently transport fish or eggs. A bear eating fish in one lake might leave undigested remains in another after traveling, though this is less common. More dramatically, rare meteorological events like waterspouts, tornado-like columns of water, can suck up fish, eggs, or fry from one body of water and deposit them elsewhere. While documented cases of fish rain exist, such events are too infrequent to explain widespread fish distribution in mountain lakes. Human intervention, however, is a major factor. For centuries, people have stocked lakes with fish, often for food or sport. In western North America, indigenous peoples, such as the Tlacopaemics in British Columbia, were known to carry fish to high lakes, as documented by anthropologist James Tite in the early 20th century. By the late 1800s, European settlers and government agencies intensified these efforts. In the United States, the U.S. Fish Commission introduced carp and trout to remote waters, using milk cans, panniers on horseback, or even early airdrops. In the 1930s, individuals like Finis Mitchell stocked Wyoming's Wind River Range lakes with trout carried in panniers. Modern stocking often involves helicopters or planes, with fish dropped into lakes to support recreational fishing. These efforts explain why many mountain lakes, especially in regions like the Adirondacks or Washington's Cascades, contain species like trout, which lack sticky eggs and are unlikely to arrive via birds. Human activity also introduces fish unintentionally. Anglers using live bait, such as minnows, sometimes release them into lakes, where they establish populations. This practice, common in the Pyrenees and Alps since the late 20th century, has led to invasive species like the common minnow disrupting native ecosystems. Similarly, fish eggs can hitch a ride on boats, fishing gear, or even ships' ballast water, though this is more relevant to larger water systems. Aquarium owners releasing pets into wild waters have also contributed, though this is less common in remote mountain lakes. Not all lakes were naturally fishless. High mountain lakes, often formed by glacial activity, typically lacked fish due to physical barriers like waterfalls or steep gradients. Their ecosystems, dominated by amphibians and invertebrates, were balanced without fish. However, stocking has altered these environments, often with unintended consequences. Introduced trout, for instance, prey on native amphibians like the Ranomascosa frog in California's Sierra Nevada, pushing them toward extinction. Minnows, used as bait, can outcompete trout or prey on their eggs, further disrupting food webs. In the Pyrenees, minnow introductions have clouded once clear waters by increasing nutrient levels, promoting microalgae growth. These ecological shifts highlight the delicate balance of mountain lake ecosystems and the ripple effects of human actions. Some fish species have also evolved remarkable adaptations to reach isolated waters. Certain fish, like walking catfish, can survive brief overland journeys, though this is rare in mountainous regions. Others, like some killifish, produce eggs capable of surviving drought by remaining dormant in mud, hatching when water returns. While these adaptations are more common in lowland or desert environments, they suggest the resilience of fish in colonizing challenging habitats. The presence of fish in isolated mountain lakes is thus a testament to life's tenacity. Geological shifts, from ancient lake fragmentation to glacial sculpting, set the stage for some populations. Natural dispersal, via birds, mammals, or rare weather events, accounts for others, with recent studies confirming mechanisms like endozookery. Human intervention, intentional or accidental, has dramatically reshaped lake ecosystems, often introducing species that alter delicate balances. Each lake's fish population tells a unique story, shaped by time, chance, and the interplay of natural and human forces. Understanding these processes is crucial for conservation. As climate change alters water availability and recreational fishing pressures grow, preserving native species and fishless ecosystems becomes more urgent. Some lakes, once fishless, now host invasive species that threaten biodiversity. Efforts like the Life Plus projects in the Pyrenees aim to restore these habitats by removing introduced fish, but challenges remain. The mystery of how fish reach isolated mountain lakes, while not fully solved, reveals the complex web of life's dispersal, urging us to tread carefully in these fragile environments. Thanks for watching. Every story matters, from the everyday to the extraordinary. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for your next world discovery. It's completely free and means the world to me. What topic should we explore next? Drop it in the comments below. See you in the next one.